See him a beast when he hear that sound like yeah, beat on the beat when he hear that sound like woo. Yeah, bitch on the champ, only need one round like yeah, me, I'm a G-Ring.
6-1 is a professional fighter and fighting for the vacant welterweight belt at CFFC 115 on November 18th. Please welcome the one and only Collin Lubberts. Collin, my man, how you doing during fight week?
Amazing, man. Fight week's like my favorite part of the process. It's when all the hard work kind of comes down to an end. Everything's a little bit more chill. You're real hungry, so you're in that like mental lion state. And man, I love it, man. I love it. It's my favorite part.
So the nerves don't overpower the excitement, so to speak?
No, I love the nerves. Like it makes me feel alive. It makes me like wake up in the morning with like a much more sense of purpose,
Good stuff, man. That's a good attitude to have because a lot of fighters I talk to, and myself included, when I used to like wrestle back in the day, nah, man, I didn't do those nerves.
Dude, I hear it all the time from people. Like people, like they hate the process of it. They hate the process. They want to go to the fight, but it's like how you expect to do good or mentally enjoy yourself when you hate the whole process. And the process is the whole fight,
Yeah, and I mean, like I said, man, great perspective to add, and that's just really fuel to the fire to bring. One less obstacle, so to speak. So, yes, as I said, you're fighting for the vacant welterweight belt at CFFC 115. Let me ask you, where did you train for this fight? Were you at MMA Masters for the most part?
Yeah, MMA Masters that's my gym. That's my family. So I moved down to MMA Masters like 6 years ago, specifically to come to that gym and turn pro. And I was only supposed to come down for like 2 weeks, try it out, and ended up moving down here. And never went back.
That's awesome, man. And I mean, it's an absolutely stacked gym. For the casuals watching who don't know, just name drop some of your like coaches and training partners and people you share the space with.
Well, my head coaches is my striking coach is Cesar Carnero, and my jiu-jitsu coach is Daniel Valverde. Well-known, world-renowned coaches. They've built champs with Amanda Nunes, Danny Chavez, Colby Covington.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so those are my coaches, man. So just that alone is world class. So then my training partners, don't even get me started, man. I'm Colby Covington's main training partner, Miguel Baeza, Danny Chavez, Nico Price stops by the gym, and a huge stack division of like killers who you're gonna know their names soon. Right now they're on the come up. So I mean, the gym, the energy is crazy, man. It's a new 170 every round for me.
So you're Colby's main training partner? I didn't know that.
Yeah, pretty much.
So let me ask you, because I'm a huge Colby fan.
Awesome.
Let me just confirm with you the whole, like, I don't know what I'll call it, a shtick or whatever, a character, whatever he does. I just think it's Colby Covington. It's beautiful, but he is like truly, genuinely a very nice person, isn't he? I've heard nothing but great things about him.
Colby's super cool. Colby's a super nice guy, but I'm not fighting him, So
yeah.
That like everybody talks shit about his character, but at the same time, he's fighting this guy. That's why he's talking so much shit to him. He's a great guy, but when you're across the cage from him, expect some war, expect some shit talk.
Yeah, and I mean, he sells more than most fighters do. I got him on my freaking wall right there. So,
oh, man.
Love Colby. That's awesome that you get to train with him every day. Like, what does that level of experience and talent bring to you? Like when you get to train with him,
dude, it's like it doesn't even hit me sometimes. Like it's incredible, man. Like that's what gives me so much confidence, like in this fight and just about in every fight that I've had. Like while he's been my training partner, it doesn't get better than that. I'm training with the number one guy every day. Pushing him, he's pushing me, and plus the whole other squad of killers that I got there. It's like it's good, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
Yeah, man. So last question I'll ask you about Colby here, and if you can't say, just tell me to shut up. I'll buzz off. But rumor is he's fighting Khamzat soon. Is that buzz floating around the gym at all?
No, I can't say.
Okay, cool. I'll buzz off. Well, regardless, if the fight happens, that'll be a freaking banger. About you, Collin, how's weight looking? You on weight and everything?
Man, my weight is incredible right now. I was actually only like 12 pounds over today. For some people, that might sound like a lot, but that's me full of water and like I've done everything right leading up to this. So now it's like, I don't know if you know, it's called like the TFD podcast, and it's some dietitians in the UFC. The main guys that really work with Israel Adesanya.
Okay.
And they're bringing so much new light to weight cutting. So, but back in the day, it used to be medieval, man. I know people have done some crazy things to make weight. And that's how I always kind of came up too. But I've always taught myself nobody ever really taught me. So this is my 22nd fight now. So I've been doing it since I was 17. So I've kind of learned on my own the whole way. But now I have it down to like such a science to where I'm eating all my favorite foods. Like awesome. I'm never done. Like I'm never unhappy. I'm cooking all my foods myself, and then they're good.
Yeah, I mean, weight cutting's come a very long way in the past 5 or 6 years. So I'm
like my last fight, I didn't suffer. I only suffered for the last 30 minutes in the hot tub. Other than that, like I was fine, man. I had so much energy. I was sprinting back and forth to like the fighter meetings and stuff like that. All the other fighters were looking at me like, "Yo, what the fuck's wrong with this kid?" But I just have so much energy, man. So it's almost like my body's detoxing, and I'm just putting in just the good stuff.
That's great, man. And you are absolutely like glowing and buzzing during this interview. Like your energy is there. A lot of fighters I talk to are like, "Yeah, man, I'm just hungry," So it's like,
no, I feel. I used to be me, but like I said, I've got it down to a science now, and just I'm in a good spot.
that's beautiful, man. Because you're not wrong. That shit used to be literally medieval, man. Some of those videos you've seen of like Chris Cyborg or like back on Tough, it was I don't remember who Josh Koscheck was helping cut weight, but it was just like, oh my God, dude, like tell.
I've tried to make myself throw up, run to a bathroom, and try to see if there's anything in my stomach. This is back in the day. Don't get me. I would never do something like that. But yeah, it used to be rough. Like running in this Florida heat with sauna suits and sweat bags, like a week out, crazy.
Nah, no thanks, dude. So I'm glad you got that figured out ahead of your fight. You are taking on the undefeated Raheem Forrest for the welterweight belt in CFFC. What are your thoughts on Raheem as an opponent, man? How do you think you guys stack up against each other?
To be completely honest, I think I'm a very bad matchup for him stylistically. I think he's up and coming. He's 5-0. Don't get me wrong. So he's got a lot of confidence, and he has very good athletic attributes. He's an athlete, But stylistically, I think I'm just on another level than him. And but it's a tough fight. He's gonna I have to be very careful. Anything could happen with a guy like that.
Sure.
So just gotta be smart. Go with my game plan.
Without giving too much away from your game plan, do you have like a prediction for the fight?
I don't think he's making it past the second, to be completely honest. And I say that I'm not trying to say that like an asshole. This is just what I visualize is like the way I train, and I see us stylistically, and I just don't see him. If it goes to the second, he's not making it out of the second.
Yeah, love that, man.
I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Like no disrespect to him. That's just the way I feel.
Do you envision more of a knockout coming your way or submission, or it doesn't freaking matter?
I'm more of a striker. Everybody likes striking, but I'm prepared for anything, man. I'm prepared for anything. I'm prepared for a 5-round war, mentally, physically, emotionally, so.
And that's the exact kind of fighter CFFC loves to grab. This is your first fight with the promotion, correct?
Yeah. No, it's gonna be good. Yeah. I'm gonna jump on the scene fast. It's gonna be fun.
Did you sign a contract with them, or was this a one-fight deal?
No, I'm on contract with them. I think because I'm on a contract, yes. Because it's a title shot, I think they have to put me on a contract.
Sure.
But the way everything's going, man, I think I can jump. I can get a quick call after this. Everything goes the way I envision it. So whether or not I have to defend the belt or whatever they want, I think the UFC is going to call me soon.
So is that kind of your ultimate goal? Get the dub, have the belt, and then maybe get on Contender Series or Tough, or like, what are your thoughts there?
I'll take Contender, but shit, I want to go. I'd rather take a short notice. I'm always in shape. I'm always training with high level guys. So I know I have a lot of friends, a lot of kids I grew up with. I see people from all over the state who are getting on, not even going to the Contender. They're getting straight in the UFC on short notice calls. Yeah. And you get a 4-fight contract right there, man. So I'm shooting for that. Contender happens, cool. But like, I kind of have I was trying to get I'll tell a story later, but I would much rather just jump straight into the UFC, But I'm ready for anything. Whether I got to defend this belt, I got to fulfill the whole contract. It is what it is. I don't want to keep getting better and keep showing my skills,
Love that, man. And luckily you have a great gym of very notable fighters around you to help push you into the UFC. I'm sure that's got to help a little bit at the least. So we're talking about CFFC, a very high production value promotion. You got John Morgan, CM Punk behind the mic. It's on UFC Fight Pass. You guys are on the betting books. Like, what are you most excited for to fight in this big promotion,
man? What can come after? A fight's a fight. It's like at the end of the day, I'm glad I'm fighting on UFC Fight Pass and stuff. I fought on UFC Fight Pass before, so none of that. I'm not really thinking too much about any of that now. It's gonna be cool seeing everybody there, and I know there's gonna be a lot of eyes. Yeah. So that's gonna be dope. But at the end of the day, it's just more for where this can take me. It's a feeder, and CFFC champs, where they go.
CFFC champs are very successful in the UFC and Bellator and won all over the freaking world. So yeah. I love Cage Fury. It's a great start, so to speak, for a lot of stars' careers. Go ahead. I saw you were going to talk.
And it's something that I've kind of envisioned something with Cage Fury for a while now. It's funny how this whole thing actually came about. I cornered a friend there. It was a heavyweight at our gym. I cornered him there 2 or 3 years ago in Atlantic City. And this is my first experience with Cage Fury. And I met the matchmaker down there and stuff, and he got my number, and didn't think about the guy for a really long time. And then out of nowhere, a month ago, he texted my phone, and he's like, "Hey, yo, this is blah blah from CFFC." And I was like, "Yo, what's up, man?" He was like, "Who's your manager? I got an opportunity for you." So I sent him to my coaches, and they were like, "That's a title shot." So I was like, "What the?" It came out of nowhere. And you want to know something really funny? Because this is in Mississippi. This is just how like weird energy is. I'm sure you know like the Mississippi song, how to spell it, like the MISSISSIPPI.
I don't know if I know the song. No.
Well, it's not, but just like growing up, I remember growing up in school. That's how like it became a song. So because it's a weird thing to pronounce, to spell, So it's the day before I was like having a conversation about it with everybody, like spelling it out, and then the next day I get a fight in Mississippi. So it's weird, It's like there's a lot of energy, a lot of high frequencies on my path.
Universe is a wild place, man. A lot of different things happen for different reasons.
Yeah, no, I get chills on the daily. Like I have a lot of synchronicity in life.
That's awesome, man. So let me ask you, you talk, you get the belt, you get that UFC fight eventually. What's like your end career goal, man? You're so young, you have so much fighting ahead of you. Where would you like 10 years after your fighting career is over? What would you have liked to said you done?
Well, I want to use that like the UFC to get myself not only become a UFC champion. That's the number one goal. That's where my passion lies, But I can't be a fighter forever,
right?
And I don't want to be one of those guys that's broke at right after my career, 35 years old, 40 years old. And so I want to use this outlet to branch off into a bunch of different businesses and really make myself a brand, make myself a business. And I have a few plans but I'm not really focused on any of that right now. First things first is I have to put all my eggs in one basket and make fighting happen. And then from there I can branch out and make other outlets. But I plan on being very successful and have generational wealth for my family.
Love that, man. That's a great goal to have. That's one of my goals. And I think it should be a goal for almost not fighting, the generational wealth aspect. I'm not fighting. I get my ass kicked. So let me ask you, Collin, I don't really need to tell you this. This is more for the people watching. Fighting is obviously a very challenging career, or it can be at least, very physically demanding, mentally demanding. You guys literally have the highest of highs and the lowest of lows. So when you are in those periods of like a low, like, oh shit, man, rough day at training camp, like, damn, I just lost, or even something as simple like going to bed at night, doubting yourself at like late at night. What keeps you going, dude? What keeps you motivated and inspired to still be the best?
It's kind of, it all boils down to what I was just kind of saying, like the generational wealth, like I don't come from wealth at all. I kind of come from poverty,
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen my mom, my father struggle our whole lives, they're still struggling. Yeah. So I want to buy them a house, I want to be able to take care of them. I want to be able to take care of all the friends. And now that I'm kind of coming up in this, I'm having sponsors who are taking care of me, people who can afford to. And it feels really good, man. And like I see people do that, and like that's what I want to do. I want to be able to give back to everybody that's helped me through this whole struggle. I'm sorry, I'm going fast. You're and good. just believing in me throughout this whole thing, And I want to have a good life, I want to enjoy myself.
I love that, man. That's great.
And to say that I did this, because like you said, this is one of the hardest things people go through. So I know if I can do this, then I can do anything.
For sure, dude. For sure. So, Collin, I'm sure you're probably sick of talking fights. We've been talking fights for 15 minutes here.
It's cool. I love this shit, man. This is fun to me.
Well, regardless, I'm gonna ask you about Collin the person instead of Collin the fighter. When you're not training, when you're not in the octagon kicking ass, like if that's ever a time in your life, I don't know. A lot of fighters say that's the only thing on their mind. But if you do have some spare time, how do you spend it? Like, do you have any hobbies or interests that aren't fighting?
Yeah. Honestly, like, dude, I push myself in the gym so much that when I get home, like, my chill time is my hobby.
Yeah,
chilling, coming back, chilling with my wife. Not my wife, my soon-to-be wife, but chilling with my girl and just like being healthy, man, enjoying my body and just, like meeting new people, meeting new connections, and just enjoying the whole journey,
So, are you down there in Miami or like surrounding area?
No, I live in Miami. Yes, I live right in the heart of it.
See, I've been to Florida. I've never been to Miami, but a couple of my hosts on my podcast live in Miami. Seems like just a great time. Like, are you a big Dolphins fan?
No, I'm not. No? I never really got into football, man. I've always been surrounded by it because my friends are probably obviously football fans, but I never really was a big football fan. I tuned into the Super Bowls and shit like that, but
sure.
But all my friends are diehard Dolphin fans. So I support. I'm just like, go team.
Yeah, no, it's to a country down there. That's why I asked.
I see you're an Eagles fan.
Yeah, bro. Tonight,
So
going 9-0.
I had like when I was like 12, I probably had like a good year or so because the Super Bowl came to Jacksonville when I lived in Jacksonville
Ooh, that's a good time.
back then, and so I like that was like they had all these attractions and stuff. So I actually got into football at the time. My favorite player was Donovan McNabb when he played for the Eagles. So
That's my boy, man. That was my childhood right there.
that's
Donovan
what's up.
McNabb, number
That's
5.
one of the only names I could actually tell you till this day. So
Oh, that's funny as hell, man. That's great. So one more Miami question, just because I'm jealous you live there. I'm a huge fisherman. Do you fish at all?
dude, I love to fish. I kind of grew up fishing, but no, since
Yeah.
I've moved here, I haven't fished one time.
Really?
Yeah, I actually fish more in Jacksonville when I go back home and see my friends.
Does Jacksonville have like peacock bass and stuff though?
I don't know.
That,
I don't know.
that,
That's got a lot of crazy shit.
it's a
It's
bucket
because
list
it's
fishing.
more brackish because like Jacksonville's got a lot of brackish waters, so a lot of them are just like backyard fishing, but you can definitely go out and like deep sea fish. I caught a huge one of the one times I went, I caught a huge snapper my first day out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's tough. Those
That's a
things
good
are
sign.
yeah.
I want to get down to Florida to fish someday. It's on my bucket list. So
If you come back, man, I'll show you around.
I'll hit you up. We'll get that boat or something, bro. Me, you and Colby.
Yeah, right.
One more question for you here, Colin, and then I'll let you get out of here.
Sure.
I know you want to make it to the UFC. I know you are a fighter. Is that just your occupation, or are you also like a fan of the sport? Did you watch 281? That's kind of my question I'm getting at.
Fuck yeah, dude! I'm a huge fan of the sport. I love this shit. Like that's. I have to closer to the fight. I have to I have to stop watching fights like after like 5 o'clock because it'll keep me up all night.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this fight camp was so bad, but my last one, I had 2 years off before my last fight, and I remember I had like 3 or 4 days of insomnia to where I didn't sleep because I was like watching fights tonight and just had so much adrenaline. And my coach almost stopped the fight. My coach almost pulled the fight because I showed him to the gym like a zombie, like not sleeping.
Oh,
And
really? Wow.
I felt like a little bit of that like a week or so ago, like a day or two. I slept through the night, but I was like, let me just fucking stop watching this shit.
That's great, man.
But I definitely tuned into 281 and I enjoyed it. It was nice. I was wrong on all my picks.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had I had Wei Lee, but I had Chandler winning, and I didn't really have a pick for the main event for Adesanya and them, but I thought Adesanya, it went exactly kind of how I thought it would go. Yeah. Like if Pierre Pereira would finish him, it would be he's weathering a storm eventually. He's closing the distance and he starts landing shots. And if Izzy wins, he's gonna kind of pick him apart from the outside like he was doing. So yeah, it came down to that last round, and Alex got it done. But I envisioned it either going one of the ways that fight actually played out.
Yeah, that was crazy, man. And I was lucky enough to actually be there in person, so it was like one of the loudest, most awesome.
Oh, I saw that. No, I did see that on your Instagram. That was cool, man.
It was awesome.
It's crazy. I've never actually seen a show live. I've been in the back room. I've been in the back rooms with Colby warming him up and stuff, but I couldn't actually go out to the arena. Wow. They're like the UFC is pretty strict in the back. They're fucking Nazis. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, but your first fight there is gonna be, your first event you're gonna go to very well might be your first fight in the octagon. That'd be pretty awesome.
What's that? I'm sorry, say that again. I lost you.
Like your first event that you go to for the UFC might actually be your first event fighting for the UFC. That would be pretty cool.
I thought about that.
That would be awesome.
That would be sick.
So I know I said I only had one question left. I lied. This is now my last question. And because I just thought of it. So obviously Israel went down, lost the belt in the 5th round. A couple months ago, Kamaru Usman also went down, kind of similarly in the 5th round. What was your guys' reaction in the gym to that? Because that was pretty freaking crazy. And I know you guys have some history with Usman.
Yeah, I didn't expect it. I was falling asleep in the fight. I was literally dozing off, and then I was halfway asleep, and I saw it happen. It woke me up, but it shocked the whole world. It's not even just my gym; it shocked the whole world.
Yeah,
it definitely made things interesting in the division because Usman's been on top for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's very interesting.
Yeah. Great fight indeed, and that's why I love the sport, man. Anything can happen. So, Colin, before we get out of here, I just want to give you the opportunity. You're going to have a lot of eyes on you during this fight week. You already have a bunch of fans, supporters, family, and friends. The mic is yours, my friend. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. So, first off, I want to thank my coaches. I already mentioned their names, Master Caesar and Sensei Daniel. I want to thank them. I want to thank all my teammates for helping me out, getting me in tip-top shape. My strength and conditioning coach, Jonathan Lopez, his athletes don't get tired. He pushes us to the max. So I want to thank him. I want to thank one of my sponsors, HydroLife Water Services, alkaline water delivered right to your front door. Where am I? I got a couple of them. My Dr. Bruno at Health Source Doral, it keeps my body clean and healthy. He's my chiropractor. I go to him once or twice a week. Dynamic Wellness, they help me out with all my IVs, my blood work, basically any health needs. Rolando Vasquez Law. He's one of my friends and an immigration attorney. Very, very successful. He's helped me out with a lot financially and just huge supporter. So I want to finish with that.
Awesome, man. Well, Collin, again, thank you so much for your time. I see the sweat on your hair. I know you're a busy man preparing for your fight November 18th.
Dude, I was out in the sun a little bit, so I put some water on my hair so I didn't look too crazy on your time.
You should have lied, man. You should have been like, dude, yeah, I just got done sparring and beating up Colby, bro.
201.
Badass. But yeah, Collin, thank you again, man. November 18th, it goes down. You're going to get that welterweight belt. And when I say this, I genuinely mean this, bro. Kick ass.
I appreciate that, man. See, the energy's out there, bro. Brother, I don't even got to create it. Everybody else is creating it for me.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Collin Lubberts. I will link all of his stuff below. Go follow him and do not miss CFFC 115 this weekend. Collin, my man, have a great day.
All right, guys. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.